ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You're on watch, better move a caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. The kid that moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is my rivals about go one title. Do this shit with my eyes. I hear all that street shit, me and Fizz. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter in that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Bars all, I'm the one to do it. I roll ace like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I stomp it, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never felt. I was really waiting, I was really training. Sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the wasted. Rapping and singing can never drink it, but I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Try to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the loss, cause it's all a game.
Yo, what Casamigos mean in English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. The kid that moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get to moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
Hold on. Be careful. Be careful. Watch your damn feet. You hear me? You ain't nothing out here. Watch yourself when something happen to you. Watch yourself.
Riding just to crash out. Whip full of crash dumps. 10 racks in the wheel. That was on gas money. Chopper got a round of applause if they act funny. I be here, you know, with a crown, but I'm still hungry. Never was the type to be a light. Let's get the business straight. I pray you niggas get me cross the line, then we demonstrate. I ain't even wanna rap, but damn, we could use the bag. Talking about how I used to be that boy that was in the past. Played the cut, jumped up in my bag. Let's see who gon' last. You see the snakes, and you let it slide, you ain't cut the grass. If we can't be friends, then fuck it, let's be enemies. Niggas weird, catching attitudes, bitch tendencies. They say they looking for me, I'm in the mix, where the winners mix. Playmaker, trying to get a sack, different energy. They don't like it, and you see why. I'm launching like Eli. The world on my back with 2 clips in my Levi's. Chevy sitting high, I can tell you where the angels live. I don't give a fuck of who you are, I feel like David did. Story ain't nothing shorter than glory, man, I came to win. All my life I knew I was something special, they hated it. Pressure for I see myself as a rap chain. They show me the rope with the same penis shit by the throat. Don't ever get involved. She say, cause I'ma think none of y'all official. Then I press play. Living by law, by a code, by a structure. Niggas think they swifter to the hawk, meet the hunter. I owe this to the Lord and I put that on my cover. Never try my honor, father, never switch up on my purpose. Never try to imitate, eliminate anything that's in the way. Reciprocate, you draw, we gon' let's demonstrate. You lost, we gon' celebrate you. Featherweight, I can't even resonate. I separate myself and I got activated. They was fascinated how I broke it down and renovated. I was underestimated, clearly.
Westworld.
You already know what it is.
I mean, you ain't gotta pay no price to buy no corners. Since when do we buy corners? We take corners. Man, you won't buy one way or another. Whether it's the bodies we don't lost, or you're gonna lose. Time in the joint is behind us or ahead of us. I mean, you gonna get some shit in this game, but ain't shit for free. I mean, How many corners do they need? How much money can a nigga make? More than a nigga can spend. And then we ain't gonna be around to spend what we done made already.
Shit, I didn't think I could be around this long.
Yeah. Well, we here.
Yeah. I know a nigga murked his own man cause he was fucking on his bitch. He got booked, now she's sick. She out here sucking all these. Told my young boy to chill cause he was hitting all these licks. Now he resisted, now we 6 feet. He was thinking with his dick. Better hearken, youngin' man. I'm dropping gems, they call me old school. Gon' fed on the gram and who you shot and who you gon' shoot. 600-page indictment, nigga, what you gon' do? Up top with them lifers, you don't fight, all you do is shoot. I know them crackers mad as hell because they wanna see us dead. Plotting all the miles, holding counsel just to stay ahead. This one was just forever, we gon' paint them nations red. If you not under this banner, then you all do's mad. Man, I'm from the trenches, they ain't know it, show us love. All we know is extensions in the way to throw a slug. We done made a move on you and we don't care who it was. On the gram, I saw my youngest send a nigga up above. You would've thought me and the squad was fatigued, how we run shit. Better yet, that saw block. Better yet, that saw strip. My general said if it's not one West, then it's not legit. Fuck every crack, I'll go to their grave and go and take a piss. Mama, I'm the Israel, I'm pulling strings like Santana. Gotta peep the blitz because in that mix it get bananas. I adapted to it. Right before the skis and went bandanas. I'm the big bad wolf, come down your chimney like I'm Santa. Pussy niggas said that they was gon' slide, but they ain't do shit. Got a couple hammers in the ride, don't make me bang shit. Got a couple crackers on my mind, I'm trying hang shit. Yeah, I'm in the field, I'm still pissed about the slave ships. Daniela got some big shit to make a rain flip. This pump turn you to an acrobat with these backflips. Mom said 12s at you questions, but not say shit. Mom said don't neighbors at you questions, but not say shit. I'm true to this, ask your old head, I ain't new to this, I'm too legit. There's one West world and we running this, I'm gunning it. Advise every cracker to be intelligent, irrelevant. For all them fake camps that we ain't marching with. This clip that I got like holy water, I'm trying to throw it on you. You pledge your allegiance to them snakes, they turn for you on you. Pillhead / crash dumps, I keep it real with you. You told me you don't trust none of them niggas and that's a real issue. I don't give a fuck, you wantin' beef from what you all did. Just before the sign the same words that Paul said. Clip full of racist motherfuckers, it got bald heads. This shit that I got dumping in your ears like some skull heads. Why you trying to claim the same wreck that your man's did? Y'all was sign lacking, main reasons why your guys dead. Always gotta keep one in the head before I go to bed. Fuck a DJ Khaled, this one West, this what God did, nigga. One West world. Nah, we coming, nigga. Not tripping. Tighten the fuck up, you heard?
Starting an online
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just won't change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion. It's tradition. It ain't fashion. There's no action. They make threats and it's still passive. I think massive. No response. That's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots. I'm cinematic. I ain't average. I'm an overdose fanatic. I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first. That's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons. In the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild out and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch. I had to get it, it's vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dollar he counted, I would be broke. Watch it be coast, got a better chance, boxing the goal. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You can focus on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna be the living. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home with the truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Listen, how many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that's the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. Maybe I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. Especially with your fallacies, most of us can only see through scopes of generalities. When niggas say it's up, all I can think about is gravity. It's gotta go down, so if it's death, I take my mic, I'm going underground. Sick with it, patiently waiting, I see you masked up. Do anything for money and clout, cause you gassed up. Now I could be wrong, and I ain't trying to prolong, but these images you project and keep us singing the sad songs. The love of money is the root of all evil, so every time you draw us for blood, like a needle, I just have to paint the picture, so I definitely need an easel, so you can see deceptions and the depth of all perceptions, misdirections, the tricks to keep you put behind bars, cause a lion won't be a king if he don't fight through the scars. Say that I can feel your pain like you poke voodoo dolls, and putting our hands on y'all will not further the cause. Pause. Systematic oppression and the dissection keeps us in the circle of circumspection for our protection, and because of our complexion, no power, no connection, they will question your honor while we stand in objection. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AP, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AP, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. If I was you, I see why you'd be mad at me. Inherited the pedigree, school of practicality, focused on reality, illuminating tragedy. No time to be coy, you niggas murderers, revenge bring us tears of joy. Fresh broad red strokes of infrared beams, symbolisms you learn while enforcing the catechism. You claim to love your people, but champions of division, creating your own isms, thus makes you a schism. No matter how you slice it, it's like you hit a lick but couldn't determine what the price is. Pointing finger guns because death is what suffices. Freely a shooter, but yet a slave to these devices. I'm just speaking real. How many of us traumatized for you to rise? Guess you aiming for the Pulitzer Prize that's in the sky. Hope it's worth the sacrifice of your brothers and all the mothers that cry because you felt like your people were meant to die. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. How many finger guns you gonna aim at me? We all get to point you a shooter, that is the apogee. Your surgical remover of life, that's hysterectomy. AB, I don't see this as a test, don't start correcting me. Yeah.
Chicago faces an epidemic of gun violence. This year alone, more than 2,100 people have been shot, more than 400 killed.
The U.S. has recorded its highest increase in rates of homicide in modern history.
I know people who can't walk from their house to the store without a gun on them.
Why is that a reality? Why do people feel like they have to have a gun on them?
Because people getting killed left and right. It's sad.
I got shot twice now. I could have been gone, but I'm still here, so that's God. I know that's what. So this hell on earth.
It's hell on earth?
Yeah, it's hell on earth.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
Talk about man. It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run when you gone, that's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get the
gotta do the shit. When I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. You down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took an oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, your surprise tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run when you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. They don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sorry, one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, it's another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run when you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
All right, this is Rudy's speech, man. We got Captain Taiwan in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rudy's speech, man. I break it down right quick, though.
Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine. Big glow, I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got a million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Konga. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect. Pay homage that I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous.
Hold down the biz and fam remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had friends on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shooting like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West bedded, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West bedded, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
All right, clap it up. Here we are again, Israel. Once again, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashabrakatah to the brothers. And Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Alatah by Shem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. You understand? I am priest and officer of 5,000 Abraham of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out in 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana. This is my main man. Got priest and officer of 1,000 K out of war. Joining me with the scripture breakdown class. It's Thursday night. It's at 7 p.m. From 7 to 9 p.m. every Thursday is the scripture breakdown class where we answer the questions that your Christian pastor and your Muslim imam fail to give you. We answer all the questions biblically that you have about life, about, situations, about the script, different philosophies and things that, we get into. We answer all questions according to the Bible about any topic. You understand? And we are, Salakia, we are answering those questions tonight. So if there's any questions that you have we're on YouTube, and we broadcast it live on Facebook as well. On YouTube, we at Isupk the 704. On Facebook, we at Isupk Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And we getting it in. So if you have any questions, any of you that's listening, that's watching, if you have any questions, type in your questions in the chat, no matter what topic. You understand? And we'll get those questions answered. If we don't have any questions, we're definitely going to go into the topic for tonight, which is, you understand, the murder of Jordan Neely. We're gonna go over that. You understand? But we're gonna start off with the John Morant story about the NBA. What they doing to punish this brother for doing absolutely nothing wrong, with doing everything within his right to do. You understand? However, we're gonna break it down from a couple of different angles. You know what I'm saying? The image that it promotes, and the positive and the negative image that it promotes, and also too, was he right or was he wrong for doing so? You understand? Was he right for holding up a gun? They say it's been more than one time he's done it. He's done it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But first, get Zephaniah 2:1, man.
Common cause, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Somebody give Ja Morant a flyer, man.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Somebody find Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? We in North Carolina right now. If Ja Morant is going to be here, they're in the playoffs right now. Or is he out the playoffs? Who did he play for?
Gotta ask Marco. He played for Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, okay. He played for Memphis. Say, bro, hey, look, somebody in Tennessee find Ja Morant. Or is it, Memphis, Tennessee, right? Yeah, find Ja Morant and give him a flyer, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he is getting look, backspin dunks and all the skill. I mean, I see them play, and he got me looking like, damn, this brother got some skills, man. Go ahead. Certified beast on the court. Yeah, right. He trying to dunk on LeBron. And it was hey, look, let me tell you, that's why you know blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are Israel. Because the Lord said in Genesis that one will be stronger than the other, man. And it is just as exciting to see a brother miss a dunk than to see him make it. That is spectacular. That's how you know you got the spirit of the Lord on you, black man. I've seen several people miss a dunk, and it was like, whoa. They do the same thing when they hit it. It's like, whoa. How?
I seen the brother. This brother was like 5'6", 5'7". My man's clanked it off the back of the rim, and he jumped up and grabbed it
and jammed it.
He missed it, but I was like, damn.
Yeah, he missed it, and you just as amazed at if he was to hit it. That's how you know the spirit of the Lord is on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, because we can fail and it still looks glorious in failing. And Ja Morant, I seen him miss several dunks, but I seen him make it too. You know what I'm saying? I seen him put cats on skates. Zoop, 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 zoop. You had him posing in the N.W.O. Had him in the pose. You know that man when you go that way, but your arm go this way, you think he was in the pose, man. He was freeze framing. You know what I'm saying? I seen all that, but all that spin moving, all that bouncing, all them 1,000 jump shots he shoot every day, 500 since he was a little kid. He tell you about all the thing I wanted to do is play in the NBA. How many jump shots does the average professional in the NBA, how many jump shots have he shot in practice or during the game? Like thousands and thousands of jump shots. You know what I'm saying? How many times has he practiced the crossover? Thousands and thousands of times he practiced the crossover. How many times has he practiced, the layup? You know what I'm saying? Thousands of times he practiced the layup. He practicing all his moves, all his special dunks, all the things that would make you score a lot of points. All them things he practicing over and over and over and over, and he's getting it done. He's getting better, and he's spinning and juking and moving and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all those things, and at the same time, he can't. He gets ostracized for. Hold on one second. Yeah, go ahead.
So the brother Ja Morant, it was a hot topic. Everybody talking about it, right? Of course, he's in the news. He's in the headlines of
I am
suspended indefinitely from the team Memphis Grizzlies for what he's doing on social media. When really he's not guilty of nothing but having a weapon.
Right.
What's wrong with that? We all got weapons. I got a weapon on me right now. It's a weapon right in front of us.
Right.
Pull it out. Got a sword right now. It's a weapon in front of us. What's wrong with brandishing a weapon? Nothing's wrong with that.
Right.
What's wrong, if I may, sir? The only thing that's wrong is society says, oh, here go a strong black man that could dunk from the free throw line, that could spin and jump a vertical 10 feet. You know what I mean? He got a weapon. Oh, hell no. Nah, he can't have no weapon.
Right.
He can't do that. Nah, that's a problem. That threatens our way of life. That threatens our world. That threatens our society. So, that they make it a problem. So,
no sweat. That you exactly right, brother. You exactly right. And we're gonna pull it, man. We're gonna pull it. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna get this scripture for you. Yeah, Khan, that was yours.
It's amazing.
Khan, dude. La Yashala. Yeah, right here. 2 Maccabees 4, and I may have to skip up, but let's go to 2 Maccabees. 2 Maccabees chapter 4. And let's start at verse 1.
Book of 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 1. This Simon now, of whom we spake afore, having been a betrayer of the money and of his country, slandered only as if he had terrified Heliodorus and been the worker of these evils.
Okay, so skip down to verse 5.
Verse 5. He went to the king, not to be an accuser of his countrymen, but seeking the good of all, both public and private.
So now, of course, this is talking about the brother who Simon. Simon was a prophet, man. You understand? Simon was an Israelite. He goes to the king, and he's going to the king for his nation, not to be a criticizer, but to try to come to some kind of agreement with this heathen king, man. The Maccabees, it's a book. It's 2 books about how we fought against the Greeks and fought against the Greeks and fought against the Greeks and turned around and fought against the Greeks and fought against the Greeks and took a break and fought against the Greeks. You understand? Constantly in war with these heathens, man. Constantly in war with these devils. You understand? And it's talking about how Simon the prophet went to the king to try for the good of all people, not the good of the heathens. He's talking about the good of all his brothers and sisters, man. He going to the king for that. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For he saw that it was impossible that the state should continue quiet. And Simon leave his folly, unless the king did look thereunto. Verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called
Antiochus
called Epiphanes, took the kingdom. Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
So now this brother Jason, after Epiphanes' death and everybody, passing on, it came to this brother Jason to be the high priest. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 8, promising unto the king by intercession.
Meaning he basically, this high priest promising, to the king that, we gonna be able to live together. We gonna be able to, come to some conclusion, some peaceful interaction between us both. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Promising unto the king by intercession 303 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
So he tried. So just like with any king subdue a nation, and they want your tribute. They want to see, hey, look, pay me tribute, and we can live peacefully. This high priest Jason was a traitor. He was a traitor trying to, pay the king off. Simon was the prophet, you know what I'm saying? But Jason was the high priest. You know what I'm saying? You right now you have the Israelite school of UPK, we the real priests and prophets. Right. But then you have people that are sitting in the seat that high priest should sit there, like Al Sharpton, and people that are in league with the government, with the kingdom of this world, like Jesse Jackson and T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, those men that are sitting in high places that are that will be in Jason's seat. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Come, verse 9. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more. If he might have license to set him up a place for exercise.
So now this is the covenant that so-called Jason is going into with the king, and basically he's saying, look, we have an army, the army of the Most High, the army of Israel at the time was fighting against the Greeks, and Jason is saying, look, I'm gonna pay you this money, we'll go into covenant, but at least let us have a place to stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? We fighting, and we warriors. So what do warriors do when they not fighting? They working out, doing the push-ups, doing the keeping in shape. So he say, well, look, I'm gonna pay you this money, and you can build us a gym. You can build us a gym, a place of exercise. Go ahead.
And for the training up of youth and the fashions of the heathen.
And look, we'll train up our youth and teach them your games. We'll teach them, the old primitive ball games that they used to play. We ain't gonna be teaching them about warfare. So now, skip it up to today. Instead of LeBron James and Ja Morant. See, that's why it's so bad for Ja Morant to hold up a gun. That's a modern day sword. So just imagine if you had people like LeBron James, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, these 6 foot tall, muscular bound, put them on fatigues, put them on some flak jackets and them metal plates to stop bullets. Oh wow! Now you got a terrible army. Go ahead.
Real fast, you got small brothers like Tank Davis.
Right.
That brother, 130 pounds, and he'll knock Michael Jordan out of his shoes if they fought.
Right.
But if Michael Jordan was bred to be a warrior, he knocked the shoes out of any heathen.
Right.
Knock him right out his shoes.
And that's what the so-called devil is afraid of. Right. Why do you think it's such a push? Nike is all on. Look, let me tell you something. Nike and Reebok and all them don't have to have one more commercial. Their lineage, their product is set. You're gonna go buy Nike because Nike's been proven to be a good shoe. You don't have to have no commercial. That's just to put a sign up. Hey, here's where you buy the Nike. Why such a push for Nike to get an endorsement, for you to get an endorsement, for you to get a Nike endorsement? Because this is what's happening to our warriors, man. Our warriors are not on the battlefield anymore. And that's what's hard for Israel, for people to understand. They don't understand that Marshawn Lynch is supposed to be on the battlefield. Well, that is a battlefield, the gridiron. The gridiron is a battlefield. You understand? They call the court or something. They call court something else. They call in between the square circle or something. No, that's the boxing ring. The boxing ring is a square circle. The court is something else. You understand? But they all places of battle. And any sports guy, any sportsman that plays a sport will tell you that I go to war with these guys every game we go to war. We out there battling. We out there battling, for the number one spot, for the number one seed. We out there, we're going out. You know what I'm saying? It was a shame that Perkins went down in the fourth quarter. we thought he was gonna come back, but you know, Lord be with his family. Hopefully he'll be all right. And then they come back and say, this just in. Perkins has suffered a groin injury. He's going to keep him out for the rest of the season. We'll keep you on updates as far as what his condition is and if he'll be able to get back out there. And then they give you an interview and they say, well, we hope Perkins will be able to come back out and get in the fight. And it's funny. It's funny, but man, they out there battling. And they take all that testosterone and all that purpose and they feed it into getting this ball into this hoop, or they feed it into getting this pigskin across this line, or they feed it into kicking this ball in this net, or they feed it into, you know what I'm saying, touching, hitting somebody so many times where it black their eye and you knock them unconscious.
General Kathum Cabal always bring out, like, we don't know what team we play for. So these brothers bleed and sweat and cry for a team, for this slave master to make him millions of dollars, right? You playing for this team, you right for that team. We don't know what team we play for. The team we play for is God's chosen people,
right?
Nation.
And you more than right. You right on it, brother. And this is what it's talking. This is where it comes from. It happened during the Maccabees. It happened during the battle, during the fight that the Maccabees were warring against the Greeks, where people of our nation, like our high priest, like Jason at the time, he didn't want to see us battle. He thought the battle looked, like Martin Luther King. He thought like Martin Luther King, like this fight would be better won if we did not fight. This fight would be this war would be won if we didn't fight against it. If we went on ahead and joined the allegiance, don't try to rule over the Greeks. Don't try to separate from them, but join with them. And that's the attitude of a lot of countries here today with America. They say, let's not try to fight against America. Let's join America. You know what I'm saying? Let's go into business with America. Let's reap the harvest of American politics and American commerce and American capitalism. Let's reap the reward of being in business with a superpower like America that can make us billions of dollars. And so we go into keep going. It's going to tell you. Go ahead.
Let's book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 9. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, that he might have license to set him up a place for exercise.
A what?
A place for exercise.
A what?
A place for exercise.
Remember that. Go ahead.
And for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen. And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians. Verse 10.
Antiochians.
Verse 10. Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
Now he got the rules of these games, and he brought his what to the what fashion?
Brought his own nation.
He brought his what?
Own nation.
He brought his own nation to the what?
To the Greekish fashion.
To the Greekish fashions, man. To the Greek games. You understand? Now, what was that Colosseum built? How was it built? Pull up a picture of the Colosseum and show them N.W.O. Show them the Colosseum. To keep that. Just make another screen. Yeah, do that. We want to keep that. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna pull up a picture of the Colosseum for you, man. You understand? Yeah, that one right there. That one right there. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at there. Look at there, Israel. Coliseum looked just like the stadium of the football stadium of today, man. Look. Now, in old times, okay, there will be a whole floor covering those structures that you see in the middle. There will be a whole floor covering that. That's the underneath barracks where all the fighters were kept and everybody was stored. Everybody had their quarters down there where they got dressed, where they prepared and stretched, and then they would come out the floor. But that in the middle was covered. It was covered with a covering, and if you can see the lips around the side to where the thing would sit around the side, where the floor would sit around the edge of the right here. Yep, right there. Yeah, see that all the way around? See that lip going all the way around? Yep, all the way around there. That's where the floor would be. That's where the floor would latch on to, right there. Right here. And it would go all the way across. And you wouldn't be able to see those barracks and structures underneath there. You wouldn't be able to see that. It'd be all kind of animals down there. That's where they kept their tigers and lions and all that stuff that used to come up through the floor on the Coliseums. You understand? And now, show them a Coliseum, what it looks like today. Show them the Panthers Arena here in Charlotte, N.W.O, if you could. And people say, Israelites, they crazy. They don't know what they talk about. Man, you need to shut up, man. You need to shut up and listen for 2 seconds, and you will understand. Look, the same way. Look, show them that picture right there. Yes, sir. Now, I guarantee you, N.W.O, I can bet one of my work checks, my slavery checks on it. I bet you all up under there, up under the grass, I bet you it's all kind of barracks and all kind of buildings and offices and places of storage and all that stuff up under there. Just like it's up under there on the Roman Coliseum, man.
It shows how America's a branch of the Roman Empire.
That's all I'm trying to show you. That's all I'm trying to show is that America it takes after the Greeks. Well, really after the Romans, and the Romans took after the Greeks. And this Colosseum was first built in Greek after Greek culture, man. The Greeks, Alexander the Greek became Alexander the Great, but it was just after Greek culture, Grecian culture. That's the same Greek nation that came up with Greco-Roman wrestling. You understand? Greco-Roman wrestling. Greek culture, Roman wrestling. You understand? Which the Romans take after the Greeks, and that's the start of it all is in Greece, man. Is with the Greek people, the Grecians. You understand? And they made a place of exercise. And the Colosseum today is the place of exercise. It's a place dedicated only to getting stronger, making your muscles bigger. You understand? They all in them quarters is weight rooms and tracks and weights and machines designed to build up muscle strength. And that's what happened to us, man. You want to know why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians as a nation, why we don't have an army? Because the Carolina Panthers is our army. You understand? The New York Giants is our army. The Pittsburgh Steelers are our army. You understand? Minus the Edomites, minus the sprinkles of white supremacy that's there. You just take away all the other nations and leave blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on the team, and you got Israel's army. You got the 12 tribes. You understand? You got the army. Where's the Israelite army? The Memphis Grizzlies, the Golden State Warriors, minus the Edomites. You understand? The Charlotte Panthers, minus the Edomites. The Charlotte Bobcats, minus the Edomites. All the other nations. You understand? Because it's mainly black people anyway. You want to go to any sport, any team sport you have. It's just the lost tribes of Israel.
It was real offensive. And before Ja Morant was yanking on them, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, and crossing them up, you had Anglo-Saxon people taking the ball and doing the grandmama shot. They would put it between their legs and just do the grandma shot. It was just ugly to see.
Just underhanded shoot the free throw, right? And N.W.O, let me add on to you. And they used to make films about it. And the song that would be playing in the back is some foolish whistling. It was a joke. That was a joke, just like the Harlem Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters make the whole game a joke, and that's what be playing in the background. Because it's a joke. It was a joke how they was making them look like fools out there going for the ball that ain't there. You understand? The Harlem Globetrotters would trick it. And look, this is the Harlem Globetrotters. If you know the history of black people, the Harlem Globetrotters is the last black basketball team from when black people had their own basketball league before integration. You understand? You had the Harlem Globetrotters, you had the Brooklyn All-Stars, you had a whole bunch of black teams that we had our own economy. We had things were so glorious in the black community during the time before integration. They try to make it seem like we was just in the squalors and in the dirt and everything was just so bad. Hell no. You understand? It was so good that everybody took care of everybody. You understand? If you didn't have no eggs, you could go borrow some eggs. You had a line at the corner store, and the guy, the black man that ran the corner store was your cousin or was your family friend. So if you came to the store and your groceries added up to $38 and you only had 20, he would say, hey man, you go ahead, you run the tab, pay me on the next time. And if you didn't have money to go to the store, to go to your neighbor and say, can I borrow a stick of butter? Can I borrow 2 eggs? It was kind of like that when I was growing up in the projects, but it was only a few of us in the projects that we could borrow from. The projects started to get real rough when I was coming up. You understand? Go ahead.
If I could add on to what you're saying, it's so heavy because that's exactly how it was. You know what I mean? It was tight knit. You know what I mean? Certain people dealt with certain people, but drugs came. And then we became cutthroat.
Right.
Trying to be for self, just try to steal somebody's toaster or microwave just to get a blast. You know what I mean? Instead of helping us eat ourselves out. So like,
and it became divide and conquer. It became divide and conquer because before the drugs, we were together. Right. We wasn't separated before the drugs. Right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get high. You know what I'm saying? They I don't know where people thought what black people was doing before Martin Luther King. I don't understand why they thought that we was just, in squalor and just so poor and don't believe what you see on Ray before Ray came to, you know what I'm saying? Don't believe, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have the best built homes because, you know what I'm saying, your daddy and your grandfather who built the home had to build it from the little materials that they could gather. But that home was built sturdy. That home was built warm. Those floors in there was decent. You know what I'm saying? And also too, as the time started progressing, we were able to build our own homes. Right. Why? Because we worked those jobs, and we were our own doctors. We were our own lawyers. Right. We were our own car mechanics. Right. We were our own restaurant owners, our own small business owners. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now what's happened? How do you spoil a man's home? You come in and you bind the strong man. Pull me that. We can hold your hand right here. Pull me. Let me hold that for you. We're gonna come back to the Coliseum. But how do you spoil a man and rob him of his goods? You must first bind the strong man. And when it comes to a nation, how do you spoil a nation and rob a nation of its goods? You must first bind the protection of a nation. And the protection of a nation is its leaders, is its army. You understand? You got it?
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
No man can enter into a strong man's house. So now this other nation that we call Edomites, they full of men. So no men would have been able to enter into the house of Israel. I'm just putting it to nation on a nation perspective. So no nation would have been able to enter into the house of Israel. Go ahead.
And spoil his goods.
And spoil its goods. Go ahead.
Except he was first bind the strong man.
He gotta bind the protection of that nation. He has to bind that army. He has to defeat that army. And the so-called oppressor defeated our army when he saw that these battles were going to be way taxing on him. You understand? The Maccabees showed that, look, you stir this hornet nest and you get all these 12 tribes fighting against us, and you're going to lose. You will lose. And he started thinking, well, whoa, wait a minute. Let me go after their leaders. Let me go after their decision makers. Went after Jason, you know what I'm saying, the high priest. You know, probably full well against Simon's word about it. Made a covenant with these leaders. Made an agreement, paying the king homage, and he built them a stadium. He built them a gym. He built them a gym where they can just lift weights all day and run and play games. Nah, forget about picking up a sword and fighting. Oh, no. Just let us exercise all day. Hey, look, we'll pay you. We'll pay you not to go to war, but we'll pay you to play this game. Man, we're going to pay you $39 million to go dunk this basketball. Dunk this basketball, you get an endorsement from Nike. Nike will give you another $5 million a year. Just go dunk this ball. You know what I'm saying? Go dunk this ball, and Sprite will give you another 80 million a year. Oh, really? Just dunk this ball. Just play good. That's all. Hey, I tell you what, even if you have a couple of bad games, that ain't gonna be the end of your contract. But just play this game. Just devote your life to playing this game. Just devote everything you have. Miss your daughter's ballet recital. Miss your son's football games. Miss your wife's anniversary. You understand? Miss the Passover. Miss the Sabbath day. Miss the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of First Fruit, Purim. Don't learn about that. Don't.
Just be our entertainment.
Just entertain us, and you'll live a long life. You won't have to worry about war and killing and being so mad all the time. Why black people so mad all the time? Just come play this game for us, and you'll be all right. You'll be a millionaire. You'll have what you couldn't have in the hood. You'll be able to buy your mama a house, get her out the ghetto. You understand? You buying the strong man. You buying that strong man, and now this nation is spoiled, man. This nation is spoiled. Go to Jeremiah, or read that from the top.
And if I may,
go ahead.
It goes in the topic a little bit with the John Morant brother, right? That's an example of bonding a strong man. Brother, he on the video with his pistol, and like, nah, you can't do that.
Right.
And that's bonding a strong man. Like, nah, don't bear no weapon. That's wrong for you to bear a weapon.
Right.
That's bonding a strong man. It's a lot.
That's it. You definitely buying the strong man, because John Morant, he's definitely strong. That's one thing you don't have to guess about John Morant being strong. Oh, he's strong, and you tell him what he can't do. You tell this man that like all these millions of dollars you done made, that's what you definitely can't do is what you want to do. You understand? You can't do what you want. We paying you $39 million a year. Like those basketball players, man, they can't even play a pickup game of ball. You want to know why? You want to know why John Morant, you don't see him going home on the off season just playing ball and pickup game of ball, and you know what I'm saying? Hey man, go in the backyard and play some ball. Hell no, he can't even do that because it's a breach of contract. He's an investment, right? You end up being more of a slave when you get them sports contracts, man. You end up being more of a do boy when you get them contracts. Oh yeah, you got the Lamborghini, you got the big house, you got the blah blah this and the blah blah that, but you can't even give your cousin $5,000. Or you will have some cat from the bank calling you going, what you do with the $5,000? We see a check in here renting out to Smoochie for $5,000. Who the hell? What's a Smoochie? You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my cousin right there, you know.
Then they'll be on some, if you want to continue to make the money that you're making, you don't have to cut your brothers off.
And there you go. There you go.
You can't feed your own if you want to continue working for me.
And do this interview on how if you try to help your family, you'll go broke. Do this interview on how, hey, you know, I try to help my family, and you know, credit cards and now I'm broke. Nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, please. You spending most of the money because it's your money. You the one got the $6 million mansion with the two-time Olympic pool in the back, twice the size of a regular Olympic pool. What?
So it reminds me of the scripture in Deuteronomy 28. It says, "You will serve your enemies in one of all things."
Right.
In everything, in water, light. You know what I mean? Housing, clothing,
everything, man. And they make sure we do it too. They make sure they guarantee, like, and somebody brought this out, said if John Morant make $39,000 a year, how much do the owner of the team make? You can't even count that. You can't even count that, man.
Come from slavery.
Yeah, right. Right. Was that it on that? Did we finish it?
It's the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
He got to bind a strong man, and then that devil can destroy that man's house. You understand? Like John Morant, you know what I'm saying? Like he had to first be bound, and then he had to enter into that contract first. And now you can go spoil his goods now. You can confine him now. You can control him now. You know what I'm saying? If you tell him not to bounce no ball on Sunday, he won't bounce no ball on Sunday. If you tell him he can't go and play a pickup game at the rec, then he ain't gonna go play on pickup game. You tell him he can't brandish a gun, even though now pull that back up, N.W.O. The teen, look at the teen. No, the other screen.
The Coliseum.
No, the guns. Yeah. Pull that one. Share that one. John Morant can't pull a gun during whatever, he can't pull a gun on Facebook while him and his friends listening to Tupac in the car, whatever. They can't. They can't do nothing like that. They can't have fun amongst themselves. Meanwhile, get perfect. Meanwhile, you got little Tink over here, Timmy. You know what I'm saying? Can't even, elbows, arms so small, look like soon as he finna pull that trigger, his whole arm about to come off. You got children that are superb marksmen. They've been shooting guns since they was damn near out the womb. Out the womb, they come like pow, pow, pow. Out the womb, they come playing cops and robbers. So much and so to the NRA sponsors youth marksmanship.
I ain't gonna cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Real fast, and we looking at this picture right here, right? This young Edomite with a gun. I assume that's his father or a masculine role model.
Right.
I remember being young, right? And it was frowned upon for young boys, us young black boys, to have toy guns.
Right.
You couldn't have toy guns. Oh, you being a thug.
Right.
You trying to be a wannabe gangster.
Tamir Rice had a toy gun. He was murdered for having a toy gun. So they took the cop like 2.2 seconds to pull up and see Tamir Rice with a toy gun. The orange cap around the gun, signifying that it's fake, and took him 2.2 seconds to shoot Tamir Rice, kill him dead. He had a gun. Go feel that. Go feel that. Let that marinate for a second. Tamir Rice had a gun, a toy gun, and he was murdered. John Morant had show a gun in more than one video, and he's damn near loses his job as a basketball player. Meanwhile, you have thousands of hundreds, millions of white youth in America that are learning how to shoot guns. Look at him with a scope on the gun. Can't even stretch his arms out. His arms so weak.
This is bad parenthood too.
Yeah. Look, he finna pop himself straight in the forehead. But hey, America, that's patriotic. That's patriotic right there. That's patriotic. That's America. Proud to be an American. You understand? That's what America, that's the spirit of America right there. You John Morant, you better not pick up a gun. You better bounce that ball, nigga. Why you ain't got a basketball in your hand? Why weren't you spinning a ball on your finger? But you gonna pick up a gun? Oh, hell no. We the NBA. Never mind what the law say. The law say you can have a gun, but we the NBA. We are your law. We own you, nigga. What you talking about? We own you. You signed a contract with the National Basketball Association, not America. You didn't sign that contract with America. You signed it with the National Basketball Association. And if the NBA say drop down and do the worm like a snake, you better drop down. You better do it. You better do it, nigga.
That's why even in the scripture said Christ say it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter to the kingdom.
Pull it, N.W.O.
Oh,
Pull it, man. Because that's the problem with John Morant and all these stars and Michael Jordan and LeBron stupid James and what's Charles Barkley and Shaquille Noah O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? Like all these stars, man. And they want to act like they so much, like they help and do all this for the community. They don't do a goddamn thing for the community, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shaq got a van that you can't even fit but one other person in the front seat. The rest of it is full of speakers.
Them brothers, Shaq, all them brothers that do everything for everybody else. The so-called Chinese,
right?
You know what I mean, so-called Arabian, but for brothers in the neighborhood, sisters in the neighborhood, still got to go to China, man, to the grocery store,
right?
You know what I mean? The mom and pop shop, what we call it,
right? And Snoop, oh Lord, Snoop spending millions of dollars or whatever on a football league to train up other little brothers to be football stars. Why ain't he building schools to train up little brothers to be mathematicians, to be biologists? You know what I'm saying? Training them up to be in the Lord's army. How about you give Snoop a flyer? Since he all over the damn earth. I'm pretty sure he done ran into the Isupk by now. Got to be. Down in Texas, we everywhere in Texas. Man, let me tell you something.
Shout out to Officer Kazak Shapal.
Oh, yeah, Khan. From South Carolina, Officer Kazak.
Strong,
hey, Shalom, warrior. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with the rich here in America is that, especially the rich of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's why we say in our prayer, force the riches of Israel to enter into thy sanctuary. You understand? So now, go ahead and read that, brother.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
No, skip up 2 verses above it. Where it says the rich man came and said, what must I do to have eternal life?
It's the book of this is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good?
Nah, it's 2 verses above that.
Verse 15.
Wait, let me see where you at. Let's go to verse 15.
Verse.
Let me see, because it's one I want you to get. The one I want you to get. Okay, no. Yeah. Verse 13.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 13. Then were there brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them and pray, and the disciples rebuked them. Verse 14. But Yahushua said, suffer little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven.
So now Christ is teaching, and people just want Christ to touch their child, so to give them, to put a blessing on them, you know what I'm saying, so they can have good fortune in their life, so they can have a good life. And the disciples like, no, you don't do that, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing wrong with the child, like, you know what I'm saying, the disciples are protecting Christ, you know what I'm saying. Christ said, nah, these little children ought to come unto me, because that's how all of us are, like little children. Go ahead.
Verse 15, and he laid his hands on them and departed thence.
Yeah, he put his hand on him, he gave him that blessing, and he departed, he left. Go ahead.
Verse 16, and behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So now, one, it ain't describe him as being nothing in no stature. That it says, if one came unto him and asked him, what must he do to have eternal life? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 17, and he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
So now he's saying, if there's nobody good but one. But if you want this life, this everlasting life, and now that's what he's thinking. He thinking that he wants to live forever. You know what I'm saying? Christ is saying, hey, this living water, you'll have everlasting life. So he don't really understand what Christ is saying, but he says, look, the man said, he come up to him and said, what must I do, you know what I'm saying, to have this everlasting life? Go ahead.
Verse 18, he saith unto him, which Yahushua said, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal.
So now, what does that mean? What does that mean? To have everlasting life, you got to follow the law. Christ starts to spit to him the law. Don't murder. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't kill. Don't lie. Don't steal. You know what I'm saying? Don't covet thy neighbor's goods. He started to spit the law to him, because that's what makes you live, is the law. The law, in the law, there's life. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Verse
19, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Verse 20, the young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I,
Salakia. That's how you know he was an Israelite, because from birth, from his youth up, he was taught the law. He was taught not to murder. He was taught not to covet. He was taught, you know what I'm saying, not to lie, not to cheat, not to steal. He said he been doing that all his life. That's you know, that's a light thing. You know, I've been following the law. You understand? I ain't nothing new. You ain't right. Go ahead.
Said, what lack I yet?
Yeah. So why I don't have eternal life? What am I still lacking? I already follow the law. Go ahead.
Come, verse 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast.
If you're gonna be perfect, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna follow this law all the way completely like I do, go sell all you got. Go ahead.
And give to the poor.
Go sell all you got. Give it to the poor. Come on.
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
Hey, look. You go sell all you got, give it to the poor, and this gesture will make you have treasures set up in heaven. What is heaven? He knows heaven is in the next life, in the condition to come. Right now, he's having it good right now, but he knows that heaven is to come. Heaven is not yet. You understand? YOLO. Every basketball player football players, sportsmen with these $1 million contracts, they think just like this rich man. They think just like this rich man. They are not going to sell all they have because the reward for it is not coming right now. It's a ways off. It's somewhere out in the distance. You see what I'm saying? And I want my reward now. That's why they rich. Look, why do you think it's not easy to be rich in America? You every rich man will tell you he tried and he failed at this. He picked up that. He tried and he failed. He went to that. And he tried and he failed. Every rich man has told you a story about a Ponzi scheme that he was a part of, about a triangle phase or that triangle payout that they always are part of. Rich men of yesterday, of today, always were the suckers of yesterday. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. The rich men of today were the suckers of yesterday. Go ahead.
It's a lot, if I may add on. It's heavy what you said. Rich men of today are suckers of yesterday, right? So now we all strive to be rich.
Right.
Right. And then if we able to achieve wealth, right, what the first thing we do, we leave our brothers behind.
Leave them.
Leave our sisters behind.
You
leave our own neighborhood to go live and dwell with the other nations.
With other rich people because we feel like they are like-minded like us. You see what I'm saying? We feel when we get rich, we feel like we need to surround ourselves with people of the same work ethic as us. And the so-called black man in the ghetto, he's lazy. He's shiftless. Why? Because he it's still drugs in the ghetto. It's still narcotics being pushed in the ghetto. You understand? So now, with that being said, the rich man, he comes to Christ, says, what can I do to have eternal life? Christ tells him to sell all his goods, and this is what happened to the rich man. Go ahead.
It says, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Verse 22. When the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
When the what? When the young man what?
When the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
Mm-hmm.
He had great possession.
For he had what?
Great possession.
He went away sorrowful, man, because he had great possessions. I mean, he had a lot. He went away sorrowful because he could not let go of that Maserati. He couldn't let go of the mansion. He couldn't let go of the $40 million contract. He couldn't let go of the pool, the mansion with the pool in the back. The 7-bedroom mansion with the entertainment room and the game room and the great room and then the dining room with the baby grand piano in it. And there's every room is on a separate floor. He couldn't give it up, man. He couldn't give up all that money. All that 39 million, whatever it is that he making, all that money, all that stuff that he got, he couldn't give it up. He gave up the kingdom of heaven. He gave up rulership in Christ's kingdom because of the money. Guess what? LeBron James gave it up too. Will Smith gave it up too. To a hole. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ja Morant gave it up. He gave it up. Clyde Drexler, all the ones you look up to. I used to look up to Clyde the Glide. You know what I'm saying? That was my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Magic Johnson was the man. Kobe.
This brother, his son.
We don't even speak on his son. We're homosexuality is for another. That's the punishment there. That's the punishment because AIDS. Everybody knew that was for homosexual anyway. So was Magic Johnson on the DL? Keep it on the down low. You know what I'm saying? All these stars give up the king. Not when I say stars, I mean blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The 12 tribes of Israel, Waka Flocka, and all them. They gave up the kingdom of heaven because of the money, because of the bag, because of the hoes, being able to rain on the bitches in the club. Excuse my language. Hey man, Mayweather, I got 50 grand in a bag. I'm just raining on these bitches. That's what this life is about. You give up the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
When Christ comes back, it's going to be a world set up that's unlike this world, where black people are going to be the first-class citizens.
That's right.
Of course, it's going to be black people that are going to be beggars and going to be poor, and just like it's the white man's heaven. But there's white people on the side of the street holding up signs right now. But these people have literally gave up the kingdom of heaven to be rich now. When you're gonna when Christ comes back and we're on this earth ruling, you're gonna be rich anyway. Right. You're just gonna be rich by design, by who you are, because your bloodline. You're gonna be the rich of that society. And we know right now that this society is falling. This society is falling, man. So damn right. So why not be a part of the society that's coming after this, that's secure under Christ, our king, our rightful king, not Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe don't need to be ruling over black people, but he is. If you don't think, if you're under the impression that Sleepy Joe ain't ruling over you, then you're stupid. You're an idiot. You understand? So now that so-called Israelite, read that for him again.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 20. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Verse 21. Yahweh Shah said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come and follow me. Verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Verse 23. Then said Yahweh Shah unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle.
It's easier for a camel. And Christ is making an analogy to show you how hard it is for a rich man to give up their money. He's making an analogy. If you can picture how big a camel is, and you can picture the eye, when it's talking about the eye of a needle, anybody want to know what it's talking about? Anybody know? Who online knows when it says the eye of a needle? What is it talking about?
Type it in the chat.
Type it in the chat. Go back and read it again if you could.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 24. And again, I say unto you, it is easier.
Now read the part where he walked away.
Verse 22. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession.
When he heard that saying that he should sell all he had and come follow him and come follow Christ, he walked away because he walked away in sorrow because he had great possession. What Kazak say?
Shout out to Officer Kazak Shapal. He says, Needle Gate brick entrance for camels. Salaki. That sounds hardcore.
Nah, but that's not it. What's the eye of a needle? Anybody can tell me what the eye of a needle is? You know?
So, Salaki, if I may, an eye of a needle is a place where thread goes into the needle to sew up stuff. It's a very small entrance. You know what I'm saying? Right. For thread to go. Anybody that sewed before or knows about sewing, the eye of a needle was very difficult to get into.
Right. And N.W.O found out about the eye, all about the eye of a needle here recently, D.
Indeed.
Indeed. And them fringes look glorious, brother. Hey, look, the eye of a needle is that small hole in a sewing needle where you put that thread through. And I used to be able to thread the eye of a needle with my eyes closed. I used to be able to shoop, shoop, shoop. I tried to thread the eye of a needle because I had to hem some pants. And I poked at the eye of that needle. I had to go get the assistant thing, the one with the bigger hole that you stick the needle through and pull it through. I had to go get that. I could not get the needle, the thread through the eye of the needle. The eye of a needle is so small. If you don't have 11-year-old eyes, yeah, your eyes got to be about 11 years old to see that eye of the needle. Yeah, then you gotta wet the tip of it, string it together so it's be pause. Salakia. You gotta make sure that tip is perfectly straight to go through there, because if any sliver of that thread is off, it's gonna not go through the eye of the needle. Well, Christ is saying it's easier for a big camel, those big camels that you see on TV, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Well, a camel cannot pass through the eye of a needle. Everybody knows that. Look, okay, it's impossible. The point Christ is saying is that it's impossible for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven, just as impossible as it is for a big camel, to pass through the eye of a needle. It's impossible for rich people to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because they can't let go of their possessions. Like TD Jakes. Right.
They can't let go of their riches.
Right.
And they lead our people astray, thinking it's cool to eat pork.
Right. They can't let go of their riches, so they think it's okay to own the Learjet. They think it's your job as a member to furnish them with the $2 million home. They think it's the congregation's job to take care of the priest or whatever, or the pastor. They think it's the job of the congregation to take care of the pastor, meaning pay his way, pay his light bill, take care of him, pay his salary. Yeah, right, that punk. And all of them punks anyway.
Right.
Because half of them are homosexuals. In the closet, homosexuals, man. And Christ said, it's impossible for them to enter into the kingdom of heaven. So now, with last little bit that's left the class, let's go finish this out on the Coliseum and then we're gonna get the script. We're gonna pull the scriptures on that brother, Jordan Neely, man. Jordan Neely that was choked out on that train for no good reason, man. You understand? And what has he been known for? Doing the moonwalk too fast? You know what I'm saying? Impersonating Michael Jackson not good enough? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say there ain't nobody there to take the ticket. You know what I mean? Ain't no brotherhood. Like if it's a brother in the school, ain't no whoever the hell they are. You know what I mean? Ain't no choking out my brother without a foot going in your face.
Right.
Without a fist going
Especially
in
after they say, well, you should let him go. He's not fighting, you know. Hey, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him. You should let him go. Go ahead, man. Read.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse.
When it brought into a place of hand exercise, we stop right there.
All right, so this is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 11. And the royal privilege is granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John the father, the Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. So it's like verse 10, which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
Right. They start to teach the nation of Israel, the fashions of the Greeks, the Greco-Roman wrestling and all those customs, those Greek games, the javelin throw, the shot put where they throw the ball, the hammer throw where they spin around and throw that, you know what I'm saying? That when you run and you hurdle over the ball, where you jump over the ball, the high jump, the hurdling where you run and you hurdle, jump over hurdles, the 50-yard dash, you know what I'm saying? The 100-yard dash, the relay race, the distance run. That's all Greek games, man. That's all Greek games and you know and Greek culture, where you enter into the arena and you have track and field. Track and field is from Greek culture. Track and field is from Greek culture, that Greco-Roman wrestling, that high school wrestling that all of us grow up around. You understand? Lahab came up through that Greco-Roman wrestling, got real good. You know what I'm saying? And all the while we're learning Greek culture. We're learning the culture of the Grecians. You understand? Those games were designed to vent the aggression of the 12 tribes of Israel. Vent our natural testosterone that will promote us to go to battle, promote us to fight for justice, to fight for, you know, to fight for rulership. You know what I'm saying? Those games suppress that urge to be number one. Because why? Because in the games you have a winner and a loser. You have people you conquer in a game. You dominate. You know what I'm saying? In the football team, they say, hey, we want to go out, we want to dominate on both ends of the ball. And that's what they say. That's the words they use. They want to dominate on both ends of the ball. They want to dominate on offense and defense. You know what I'm saying? They want to defend as well as they play offense. They want to show that we're impenetrable wall, things like that. That's the terms that they use out here talking about, you know, where what they want to do as far as, you know, to the opposing team. And what happens at the end? They get, you know, number one crown and the trophy. You know, the ring. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, he took away, and putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law.
Right. You understand? He put down the customs that were with the law, and he brought up customs that was against the law. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise.
He built gladly that place of exercise. Go ahead.
Under the tower itself.
And
brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat.
There you go. That's and made them wear a hat. You know what I'm saying? Made them wear a hat. They was there. You know what I'm saying? They that's the uniform.
It's a lock, and we do it today.
Right.
Proudly wear a hat. New York Yankee cat. I'm from New York, so I'm from One West, all right?
Right.
But however, up in the world, I put a Yankee cap on.
Right.
Man,
right.
This is where I'm from. So they made us put on the hat.
Right.
Rep this.
Yep. And rep that instead of your nation. So now we want to, we just want to drop that and go to Zechariah 11:5. We want to pull up a picture. There's still shots of the so-called that murder of that young man.
Jordan Neely.
Right. Zechariah 11:5. While he's pulling it up, you know what I'm saying? Like again, this place, man, this place promotes the murder of our people. It promotes the domination of our people. It promotes. There should be not the still shot of him on the subway. Just yep, that's it. That's the one I want. That's the one I want. Right there. Right there. Look at him. Look at him, man. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? That's look at the brother. The brother smiling. Jordan Neely, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. That is crazy. And now, like Commander General Yohana and General Muhammad was bringing out the other day, like $100,000 has been pooled or gathered or collected for Jordan Neely's funeral. When that Edomite was convicted, $2 million was raised for his bail. $2 million was raised. So what it says is that black people really don't care. The multitude of black people don't care about Jordan Neely's the way he died, his murder. They don't care. And now America just overly cares about, Daniel Penny. Yeah. Daniel Penny. The system didn't kill. Yeah, right. The system didn't kill Jordan Neely. Daniel Penny did. Right. You understand? And they already raised $2 million for this murderer. And no one during the time where Jordan Neely was getting murdered, nowhere during the time they said, well, hey man, stop. Nowhere during the time they look, hey, take your hands off of him. It just was like, hey man, you want to let him go? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a charge. Hey, you're gonna get a charge. Not pulling them or nothing.
It's a lot. It's just real fast. And if that was a brother, if we looked at this brother like on the subway right there, if a brother was with his brother, wasn't no way Daniel Penny could choke him out. This is my brother.
Right.
Killing my brother in front of me.
Any two UPK officers or a trooper or whatever, UPK brothers don't allow this. You understand? Will not allow this. I tell you what, either we all would have been alive that night. You know what I'm saying?
Unalive. Indeed.
Yeah.
Today.
Right. Hey, look, we wouldn't have not have been unalive. There would have been no unalive in that night. You understand? Might have been in jail. I will say that. Might have been in jail, but not unalived. You understand? Jordan Neely, if Jordan Neely was if there was a UPK brother on that bus, Jordan Neely would be alive today.
That's right.
He'll be alive today. You understand? And this wouldn't have been allowed to happen. Go ahead and read Zechariah 11:5.
Because the book of Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
That's the only way Daniel Penny had the guts to do something like this. Is because he knew he was an oppressor. He knew he was an oppressor. He knows that he's a first-class citizen and he has the authority over this man. That's the only way you have that's the only way you go into kill mode with at the drop of a hat.
And treated this brother like this nation is against war with another nation.
Right.
It's just we at war.
Yeah, that's exactly how he treated it. Like he was at war and he was fighting for his life. Like if Jordan Neely would have been allowed to get up, like that would have been his life. But understand something. Why isn't Black America treating our lives like we're at war with these other nations? Why? How do we go to work every day? How do you send your kids to the Christian church, and it's a mixed crowd? How do you send your children to these places, and you're not teaching your child that the so-called oppressor is people that look like Daniel Penny? How are you not teaching your children this? How are you not teaching your children that, look, you cannot be their friends? You cannot have friends like this because they can kill you and get away with it. They can kill you and get away with it. They can unalive you, Salaki. They can unalive you and get away with it. And as parents, we should love them. And it says, our oppressors slay us. Go ahead, Salaki.
Come. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
He didn't hold this. He didn't think about being guilty.
Right.
That Danny Penny, DP, aka Lucifer, did not think that he had any conviction coming his way. You know what I'm saying? Get through this. I'm gonna pull one more and then we're gonna close the class out. Go ahead. Leave it up there.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say.
And they that sell us say what?
Blessed be the Most High.
That's what he said coming out of the courtroom. Coming out after they bailed him out. Blessed be the Most High. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. I guarantee you it's an interview around. If he said anything, he said, thank you, Jesus. Go ahead.
They pray to God, but not to the God of this Bible.
Right.
Not to the God of Israel.
Right.
The Lord of the Bible, he's a righteous power.
Right.
And he gonna give us justice.
Exactly
Blacks,
right.
Latinos and Native Indians.
Damn right.
For this right here, what we seeing on the screen, justice is coming.
Oh, it's coming. Damn right. It's coming. Right. Go ahead.
So now it says, blessed be the Most High, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Their own shepherds pity them not, man. You know what I'm saying? Our own ones. Where's Al Sharpton at? Where's Jesse Jackson at? Where's right now we don't know how that money's gonna be dispersed. So ain't the dude, what's the lawyer name that be taking up all them cases? The black man. Not Cochran. This one, the bald head one that took up the case for Michael Scott and for all these different people now. The bald head dude that took up the case for in Ferguson. The one that talked with a whole bunch of cotton in the mouth.
I know what you're talking about.
Thought like he got a whole bunch of tissue paper in the mouth, but he's the lawyer. He's fighting for the look. Call him Cottonmouth. Hey, he took the case with Mike Brown. He was Mike Brown's lawyer. He was Trayvon Martin's lawyer.
He did a horrible job.
Horrible.
Damn. Come on.
Oh yeah, he, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Benjamin Lloyd Crump.
Yeah, that's him. Ben Crump. Where's Ben Crump at? Ben Crump ain't spoke out because they don't know how this nigga's family is dispersing this money. They don't know. It ain't came out yet whether they want lawyer representation. You know what I'm saying? Now, and also too, like, I think he's a civil attorney.
God.
So now it'll be up to the DA to get him prosecuted. To get, Danny Penny prosecuted, which he gonna go free. Pull me one more scripture. Go to John 16:2, and we're gonna close it out with this, man. John 16:2. Two of my favorite scriptures. Zechariah 11:5 that says, "Our oppressors slay us and hold himself not guilty, and the shepherds pity them not." Our shepherds don't give a damn about us, man. You understand? Our shepherds, the only thing our shepherds want is that money to keep coming. And this John 16:2.
This is the book of John, chapter 16, and verse 2.
Two of my favorite scriptures. Read.
They shall put you out of the synagogue.
They shall put you out of the synagogues. Meaning was the time blacks, Hispanics, the Lord's chosen people, when you walked into a church or a synagogue, any place where you wanted to learn about God, it was a nigga. It was a black man, Hispanic or Native Indian man in there to teach you about God. This prophecy is Christ talking, saying there's going to come a time they're going to put us out of the synagogue. Meaning, when you go into the church of the world, the church of the world is a Roman Catholic church. The church of the oppressor is Roman Catholic. The Pope is considered the highest on the earth. The Pope is considered the closest man to God. If the Pope came in front of T.D. Jakes right now, T.D. Jakes will drop down to his knee and kiss his ring.
They both child molesting.
Both of them. Right. Both of them are child molesting homosexuals. Disgusting individuals. Disgusting pieces of garbage. But I guarantee you, if the Pope came to Atlanta, theft your dollars, Creflo dollars, would come down there and drop to his knee and kiss his ring. You understand? Like a good slave. So now The Roman Catholic Church is considered the church of the earth. You understand? There's a statue in Belize that has Christ like this, signaling the Roman Catholic Church. So now, Christ said there's going to come a time where we're going to be put out the synagogues, and that time is now. When you want to learn, when you really want to learn and be close to God, you understand? It's not you don't search out the ISUPK, which you should,
Right.
under Commander General Yohana.
That's right.
Any heathen or any person, any Roman Catholic church is going to search out the mass. They're going to search the Nadu Mantantu. It be on TV every Easter. Every Easter they they swinging the urn all over regular TV now. The same channel where you see the NBA playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You telling me I gotta on the Sunday morning while the playoffs going on, I gotta see the Christian mass on Easter, and them they dry and they and that's the 4 word on Christ. That's the 4 word on the Bible.
Look, I know we running short on time, but if I made it real fast, and then they get the nerve to be, y'all are hateful because we say Christ is a black man.
Right.
When the scriptures say Christ is a black man.
And it, there's all kind of conspiracy theories about underneath the Vatican, the Pope prays to a black Christ. You know what I'm saying? He under there praying to black Christ. But on TV is and they have the Virgin Mary up there and all that. That's the church who everybody respect. Now black people been thrown out of the synagogues. Keep going.
It's the book of John, chapter 16, verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogue. Yeah, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth the Most High service.
Man, look here. Danny Penny was thinking he was working for the Lord. He didn't let that chokehold go, because just like you want to overachieve for your father, how much do you want to overachieve for the Lord? Why they say, hey man, let him go. He was like, hell no. If I let him go, I may fall short of the glory of the Lord. He thought he was doing the Lord service right there. He carrying out this death penalty for the Lord himself. Like the Lord was talking to him going, don't let him go. Don't let him go. No matter what, don't let him go. You understand? And he was doing it for God. Just like Christ said. Christ said that there's going to come a time when they killeth you, they're going to think that they're doing God a service. So that cop that shot Mike Brown in the face, and they simulated it on the TV, right? He dropped Mike Brown, the first shot dropped to his knees, and all kind of bullets was coming at him in several different directions. One hit him in the head, in the eye, all over everywhere, right? All them cops the cop that shot that young boy was doing God's service. That's in their mind. That's what they think about. Just think about how vigorous they are when it comes to dealing with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Remember that cop in Texas that arrested that black girl at the pool party? He had her knee in her back because he wants to overachieve for the Lord.
Check that out.
You understand? Now just like we go hard for the Most High.
Right.
When we get it, we get in the Passover. We Kwam Yashala, because we ain't up in here for our health. We doing this for the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Right. So now imagine the so-called Esau. Imagine the oppressor. He is doing this for his God. And his God, he thinks, is the same God that's in this Bible. You understand? The Ku Klux Klan, they don't read out of a different Bible. They read out of the same Bible. So when you think about it, if anybody thinks about it, what other answer to the oppressor is there other than to separate? What other answer you got? When he kills you, he's gonna be thinking, I'm doing this for the Lord. Nothing will stop him because it's something in his brain that's telling him, do this for the Lord. So you can't say, hey man, hey, you gonna kill him, let him go. You can't tell him, you can't tell the cop to pull up or the cops to shoot once. You can't, they gotta put 20 bullets in you.
It's so many examples.
So
George
many.
Floyd, Botham Jean,
Right.
Emmett Till, Sam Ho.
Right.
They Sam Ho's extraordinary story. Cut him down, burnt him alive, all for alive, a white woman. That's
right.
He raped her, and then they burnt him alive, tortured him, and all kind of stuff in the name of in what they call righteousness.
What they call righteousness. Emmett Till beat him to a pulp and put a millstone around his neck and stuck him in the bottom of the river. They have to overachieve. If you could, if I could get, real blacks, Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, the ones in the world to really hear this, man. You understand? The John Morants, to really hear this. You understand? You ones that really assimilate to this society. You know, the ones that want to vote. Everybody that want to vote and say that, voting is because we don't vote, we don't get ahead. Hey, look, man, let me understand. Let me help you to something. This oppressor is oppressing us in the name of the Lord. Let that sink in. This oppressor is oppressing us in the name of God. So when it's just like, and I'm gonna clip the class up, man. We gotta go. It's just like when you come to a staunch Christian, especially a female in the Christian church, and you try to tell her that she is being a dragon, and that she doesn't understand that she shouldn't be a pastor. Not my Jesus. Immediately, she don't look. Let me tell you something. You can pull the scripture where it says a woman is not allowed to speak in the churches. She should be silent. They say, where you, that's that not my Jesus. My Jesus said, let every breath that have breath give thanks. She start quoting all kind of scriptures and everything. When it's right there, you should shut your goddamn mouth. You understand? You should not try to lead men. But you can't tell, not my Jesus. So just think about the attitude that a woman has when you tell her to shut her mouth. Just translate that over to the oppressor. Now you're dealing with a oppressor that is oppressing you because he thinks the Lord is in his brain going, do it, shoot him, kill him. Now's your chance. Jump on him and choke him from the back. Get him. It's such an evil. It's
use our sisters.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just like in the Bible, he went to Eve.
Right.
He used our sisters against us. You know what I'm saying? To put the wedge in between us.
Right.
In between the black man and the black woman. He does that.
And so now, don't sweat. Now what's the wedge? What's the wedge in John Morant's? That money. That money is the wedge now. That money is that money, riches and fame and glory today in this society, and notoriety, and the bag is the wedge between us now. So now you got, nigga, I'm after my bag. Now the hell with the truth, I'm after my bag. You know, the hell with this nation. I'm after my bag. Who wanna go be poor and give all and give everything and give my life away and for some kind of nation? Nah, the wedge right now is that bag.
That's right.
The wedge right now is how many draw legs, you know what I'm saying, how many skirt tails I can lift up. You know what I'm saying? The wedge right now is how many simping niggas I can have sending me all kind of money on Cash App. That's the wedge now. That's what you fighting against. You fighting against hoes that before they go hoeing, they bow their head and go, Lord, please let hoeing go well tonight. In the name of Jesus, every stripper song we play, Lord, let it not skip. You understand? You that's what you battling against. And now we want to know why it's so hard to understand this truth. Why it's so hard for people? They're like, we got it instantly. It's looking, let me tell you something. It's people that are doing evil, but they think this evil is in the name of the Lord. And they killing us in the name of the Lord. They twerking, they hoeing out of both draw legs in the name of the Lord. So just when you see John Morant and you wonder, John Morant, you know you're gonna get in trouble. You know you're gonna get ostracized for doing this. Yeah, give him a flyer, man. Understand that he's ignorant. He's ignorant and he's falling into the trap of his oppressor. And he has no choice. He has no choice, just like Tukey and Nuck had no choice but to sell the crack. You understand?
Just like us.
Just like us. Just like us. When it took a miracle.
Right.
It took a miracle to bring us in here.
Right.
It took a miracle to say, well, you know what? I'm gonna put this blunt down and I'm gonna call the number on this flyer. You know what I'm saying? It took a miracle to say, well, you know what? Hey, look, man, you know, I'm gonna come out to Christian church. I know I'm a pastor making all this money, but I'm gonna come out to Christian church and making money off my people, and I'm gonna call the number on the flyer. Man, with that, pass the class over to Prison Officer K. N.W.O.
Isupk security enough. Isupk. South Africa 1 West, North 150, all New York. Move for new brother and sister. New brother and sister. New brother or sister. Comes into the school. They're off limits for 6 months. They are to be student only. They have shared themselves in the world. They need transportation and peaceful arrangement. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from head to mouth. Thurs, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8-10. The tenth in the heap. Isupk. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department all teachers. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever might you like. Upcoming holy convocation.
Upcoming holy convocation. Of course, it's the Feast of First Fruits, and it's a lot. We're still in the Feast of First Fruits. It begins Sunday, April the 9th. It runs for 50 days. The 50th day is Monday, May the 29th. And you can find that in Leviticus 23, verse 10 through 22. So you'll find out more about it in next week or so. We'll see. We'll put out an announcement about what is to happen during the closing on May 29th. All right.
So, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boot, shirt, pants, headband, and straw. With that, everybody stand in the heat. Wapanya Hakwadam, which means everybody turn and face the east. You're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodah, Bayah, Shamkar, Yahweh, Malakuka, Baba'a, Ratazaka, Maya, Aisha, Ba'arakaza, Kawa, Maya, Bashamaya, Nathala now, Lacan, Kai, Yawan, Wasalapa now, Kabawa now, Kasalap now, Kabawa, you know, Wala'a, Naba'a now, Banasaya 1, Abo, Owashai now, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'apapara, La'aiwalami, Amar.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
Saul returned, Sisters Yashab seated. Men of Israel saw, returned. Men of Israel get one person salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mashabak, Amadi, Barak, Yahweh Shem El Shokatah. Saul returned. Sisters Amadi, stand. Men of Israel get one country salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Mashabak, Amadi, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Thou Shem El Shah. Yah Yamatah, class dismissed.